break it down.
Through the power of deep reinforcement learning, DRL, the robot seamlessly transitions between walking, trotting, and pronking, echoing the fluidity and grace of natural animal movements. You can join the next global AI giant Onpassive to use and market the next generation AI tools. Simply register for free at www.coolzone.ai. While you are concentrating on developing your presence online, you should make sure that your website has a robust defense against illegal access. Get your 7-day free trial of OTracker. Simply register at www.coolzone.ai.
Well, hello, good morning. Let me start off. It's my fault. I just had the greatest conversation with Marty, where we discuss things that we're not going to talk about in here, but my fault. We start talking. We forgot about we were supposed to be doing it live. So Marty, right back at you.
And I want to thank Chris because it's the first time first time I didn't get blamed for it, but most of the time it is my fault. And it's not on purpose that I'll go as quick as I can. But anyway, thank you for waving. I know you're there and I appreciate it. I want to emphasize something. And not about any certain product, not about launch, no launch, extensions. I want to say last night and in the last few weeks, I really started to realize how valuable our relationship is between each other. Even with like Dawn, my wife, if she knows a few people here really, really well, and she feels comfortable enough that she can go to them and talk to them. And that meant a lot to me. My sister who's in, she believes in it, but she's not crazy like me. Blown away by how people cared. And if you ask for support or something, how we all come together as a team. Like, if you look at trivia, when we play trivia, it's so funny. For one thing, as soon as it starts, we go from 70, 60, 50, 40 down to 20, 15, and 12 years old, okay? Because we get mad, we fight, we laugh, we mumble. I don't know why that happened. But it's all family. Like, we laugh. As soon as it's over, it's over. But, even with family, sometimes you say something, and family members won't talk to each other for months, sometimes years. Here, whatever's said, whatever's done, within minutes, it's over. That's a pretty precious thing to have for me. Anytime I go somewhere, I usually try to grab Chris and go with me, right? We just go together, whatever, to support different parts of the world. They're having a webinar and all that. And when you get there, even if I'm going to watch, it's pretty quick where, Marty, I got a question. And you get this question and that question. And I don't mind because I put myself in that role. I put myself there. But sometimes, like at night at 9:30, for me, that's the time where I can sit back and just have fun. And that's pretty cool for me. I don't have any friends, personal friends around me. None. Now, do I know people? Obviously, I'm 64 years old. I met a lot of people. I got friends that I've known for 40, 50 years. But really, truthfully, because of what happened in my journey online and on Passive especially, because everybody came in, not knowing it maybe, we all were drawn in at the same type of idea. First, it was we believe in possibilities. And then, which I don't think was an accident, we are heartfelt people. once I met everybody pretty caring about somebody else. And how appropriate is that when the company even says in a slogan, a company built with heart? So when you put all that together, that ingredients of people around the world, different languages, different color, ugly, tall, small, fat, bald, whatever, and you put that in a bowl with a good heart, it's it's magical. For me, it's a magical thing what we have. Um, you, and I want to appreciate that. I want to appreciate the family atmosphere because I don't have that. Now, yeah, with my immediate family, obviously, I love my two sisters, love my grandchildren, love my children, without a doubt, more than you could imagine, more than myself. My wife she's everything to me. She does everything. I've met a lot of people. I hear them and they're upset and they're complaining. They, I'm telling you, wouldn't hold a stick to her. She does everything, and I'm fortunate because she can do a lot of things I can't do, or I just don't know how. I wouldn't be able to. Uh, but I was blessed in that way, and for me, and because I did a lot of research on people that. Here's the thing: there's a definition of success, and there's a very high percentage of people that success is money, and it's really not. Success is living where you're fulfilled. Not just food, not just money, not little gadgets, not toys, but a whole universe of things that all go together where you have a piece that I got a darn pretty good life. I got a pretty good life. Now, if you bring the finance in where you don't have to worry about money, which that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to have to worry about money. What I mean worry is, do I buy this, which I need, or do I pay this? But if I don't pay this, my lights go out. My lights go out. I can't use that anyway. So, you know, and that happened to me for years and years and years. And I believe, and I said this, and didn't understand 100%, but I do overanalyze stuff, but I think it's good. You know, in an airplane, when things happen, they tell you to put the oxygen mask on you first. And to me, that sounds ignorant. You should try to help the person next to you. But if you don't put it on you and make sure you're okay, you can't help anybody else. I mean, you start doing all this stuff and you pass out, and you're one of the people that are or have the heart to help. You got to make sure you take care of you. And what did Ash say? When the money starts coming in and finances start changing, take care of you because that's life. That's things you need to do. But after that, guess what happens? Your heart takes over your bank account. And once your heart takes over your bank account and your finances, you're going to take care of you. You did that. That's cool. And you're going to keep doing it. We're going to meet each other. We're going to go places. But the big part, the part that will put a smile in your heart, on your face, give you a different walk in life, a different outlook, everything will be when you can do for others that may be less fortunate. We've had a lot of talks with everybody, me and Chris now, hundreds of hours of, and we learned a lot. And Ash had said it. We don't want to go give people welfare. That's done now. Welfare is just a way to keep you where they want you to be. If you get people on welfare, they own you, right? The government's like, we're going to give it to you, but there'll be limitations, and you're going to do what we say. And with building the wealth and teaching people how to create or rake in some of the wealth in the world for themselves, that's where the power comes in. That's where they can do what you're doing. Listen, first company ever in my life, 64 years old, 64 and a half, that I can duplicate what I'm doing. Think about that. 100 different web MLMs that I was in, probably 100, calculated the other day. easy 100. First one, the only one that I can duplicate what I'm doing. How? All the tools are there for all of us. You can walk, you can crawl, you can walk, you can run, you can soar. You want to share a little bit, you can make things happen quicker. You want to do the organic thing and everything, just kind of let the things flow, you're going to do okay. And as time goes on, you're going to do very, very well. It's all in our hands. Anytime before 2019, as foolish as I was, or naive, thinking, well, everybody can make it. If everybody could make it, everybody would have made it. I mean, the society tells you how society has run. 1% of the people control 90% of the money. That's fact. What does that tell you? Yes, you have MLM, but the whole world runs like MLM. 1 or 2% bring in the money. The other 98% work for them 1 or 2%. As decided, how big? Right now, what is there? Maybe 1 million founders are going to be able to be part of that percentage where in this company, 98% of the people are going to be the 1% of the company, which means the money is going to be for all of us. Then you start getting ways for people to do the same thing, not give them the money. That doesn't help anybody. Hey, you can buy a president. I don't even care if you buy somebody a car. But if they need to grow, because nobody's ever going to feel good about their life unless they had part of making it different. There's no way you can give, but to give that woman or that man that different walk, a skip in their walk, or just a glow about them, is to let that when how that happens, that person needs to know that they had a piece of the reason why they succeeded, and that's what you want. If you give somebody Onpassive and you show them how it's working and what they can do to bring out the best of themselves, then success is really truly success, because they know I had an input. I had something to do with my success. It wasn't just handed to me. It's the same as somebody that inherits money. You read about it all the time where this guy worked and worked and worked and built up a fortune. He gives that fortune to one of the children that he grew up that didn't work and work and work. And that child lives a horrible life. And sometimes they become drug addicts and they don't live very long. That's what happens when you just give money. Not to everybody. I'm just saying, just give the money. There's nothing in it. There's no pride in it. And Onpassive is building pride in people. We talked about it last night, where how people changed. I've been in this over 5 years. I'm a people guy. Chris is a people guy. We're people. I love being around people. Once in a while I'm around people I don't love so much, but most of the time I try to look at the good in people. I always have. But seeing people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s 5 years ago, to seeing that same person, man and woman, go from what I saw or didn't see or what I heard a little bit, to see them turn in to a better them. I mean, fulfilled. Listen, if you had a whole field of flowers, but none of them were blooming, it's an ugly field. It's just got a stem and this little bulb at the top of it. What the frick is that? It's ugly. But Onpassive makes you feel comfortable of blooming and becoming the rose that you might be, the tulip that you might be, whatever it is. And I'm not trying to be a philosopher. This is what I believe in my heart. And Onpassive made it possible where now you're not afraid to open up. Some people stay just like that. The very the very seed. They drew a stem or a trunk. It got longer and longer and longer because age, years, you get bigger, you get taller. But the top, where it really mattered, where it can open up and people really see who you are not all roses, but you see all these different beautiful flowers of people that when it opened up, and on passive, everybody's opening up. And I just think that is priceless, way more than the money I'm going to make. And let me get this straight. I'll get this straight to everybody out there. Do I think I'm going to do very well? You damn right I do. Do I think everybody else is? Yeah. But if I can't have the other, I don't want the money. I don't want to die lonely. Because no matter how much money you have, you can't sit in a living room and tell it a joke. $100 bill, $1,000 bill won't move. Hey, you want to hear this joke? You know what happened to me and my family? It just lays there on the table. Doesn't move. It's a piece of paper. It means nothing. Now, if you can have the resources and also be with a person that you're meeting 100% of them. Because I meet a lot of people that are 50%. They're like this. They think small. They do small things. They don't dare put their foot in front of the other one. In fact, that wall's all around them, and they're getting comfortable being controlled. They're comfortable not veering over the fence. They don't even look over the fence anymore. To be able to knock the fence down, and that little seed or weed turns into a beautiful plant of some kind. That's Onpassive. Does this sound like a business video? A business live? It's our business. Our business is there to let people live and walk and breathe their best of themselves. And during that time, give you a bank account you can only dream of. Because I've seen some really, really content, beautiful people that are broke. You tell me. Because that person will die broke, could be, but they're going to die with memories and things that they built that was valuable to them. But to have both, you talk about financial freedom, I'm going to add one. A pure life, 100%. Live your life 100%, John Smith, with the finances, and then see what happens. See who you are then. Because you truly can't give 100% of yourself if you can't give 100% of yourself. If you can't let people know who you really are. A lot of people have advice for other people, but it's scripted. Well, what you need to do is do this and do this and do this. And in reality, they don't even do it. Because they're afraid to open up that thing and let people see who they really are. And to be an Onpassive and be around 100, 200, 3,000, 5,000 people that they're fully bloomed. They're just waiting for it to rain. And the rain happens to be money. But really, that's what I love about Onpassive. I love I talked about Chris last night when he wasn't there. And I'm going to do it again. I remember the first time I met him. And he's not going to mind this. And even if he does, I'll just kick him out of here. You know that. I saw him in a webinar. I don't even remember what webinar. I can't remember that kind of stuff. And I saw him and he was doing this. And you guys know how he moves like Stevie Wonder, right? I'm waiting for him to sing a song. Anyway, so I'm looking, dang, he's got something to say. Or if I don't ask him something, he's going to explode on the camera or ruin the whole show, right? So I said, hey, Mr. Johnson, what do you got to say? And you could just see his face. And he was exploding. And he just started talking. And he was a full-grown freaking mountain range dude, weightlifter, big, strong, crying. And I went, wow, there's Onpassive. And I thought then, wow, what a man, be able to cry in front of everybody. And other people look at some of the guys that call themselves men. Oh, you cried, man? You're not a man. Yeah, because he did it in the open, that means he is a man. Most of the men that don't do it in the open are whiny little babies, sniffling jackasses that never come out, but they're so quick to point at somebody else. And I'll show you what happened after that. I thought I could relate with this guy. He has no hidden agenda. He's not going to play a game, an emotional game, because he already threw all the cards out there. We went to Papua New Guinea fairly quick after that. And I think I invited him. I don't want to say something wasn't true, but it's something like that. And he went, and guess who was there? Either he watched it or he was there, was Achimifara. And we were there, and the Papua New Guinea people were talking. And Chris is analyzing, wow, these people have nothing. And I have everything compared to that. And they're talking about giving and family and all that. And that night, Chris bought 5 accounts for complete strangers in a business he's just learning about. And I saw it. And he was pretty touched by it. Like, that's Onpassive. What did that cultivate into? Chris is the face of less. And he loved it. And it only makes sense. But see, something like that, where if Chris didn't have Onpassive, he'd be retired. He's okay living. He's not rich, but he can do okay. He retired young, really, for working. But there was more for him that he needed to do that he didn't know yet. And now you couldn't threaten him with something to get him out of Onpassive. And he's surrounded by family and friends that think he's a nut and what are you doing? And you're in they're out to get you. But his heart and the way he cared about people was a perfect fit for Onpassive. That's why it was no problem. He gets it. Boom, I'm in it. In fact, he's so perfect, good-hearted, he sometimes can be naive and thinking other people will do the same. And some will. Some will. I'm willing to go through, and so is he, a pile of crap to find the diamond. Because either way, the diamond's in the middle of the crap. You got to go through it. You offer it to everybody. Some say no. A lot say no. I believe as many people on Onpassive that said yes, at least as many, maybe double, said no. But you keep going. You know why? It's worth it. Once you find the diamond, once you find one of these people like Chris or many of you that are just unbelievable people, it's worth 50,000 pounds of crap to get it. And the same thing, that's how Ash believes. I don't want to talk for Ash, but I've been around him long enough. That's what he believes. Ash is thinking positive. He looks for positive, and then the negative hits him, and he doesn't get it. But he doesn't say, "I don't trust anybody anymore," to close the door. That guy talked to me like that, and these people did that. I can't trust anybody and close up. Nope, he said that was one person. They don't like me. That's too bad. That's okay. Let's move on. There's 8 billion people. I'm going to look for more diamonds out there that people that care and have a big heart. So anyway, keep loving each other. All the other stuff's coming. I'm sorry, I'm not always going to be business, business, business. Any day we're about to see big changes in the Onpassive, I believe. Any day. And another thing I want to bring up, and this is important, put a little lighter side to this. Red Redford's birthday, I believe it's Thursday. And I don't ask you to do very much, but I want you to blow up his messenger. I want smoke coming from that. And as soon as he clears it out, I want somebody to do it again. And you drive that home until 11:59 our time, because that puts it more like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning the next day. Let's just flood him with stuff. Red has done massive things for the company. I knew Red before here. Very good at information and all that. He's not Mr. Emotional guy. It's not him. But we don't care. In fact, the more people that tell him happy birthday, I want you to flood it. That's just what I do. I'm a troublemaker. Anyway, I want to tell everybody thank you for being here. Almost 500 people. And it didn't go down. I figured as much as I was talking, that baby's going to dip into the 100. But thank you very much. And I'm going to turn it over to Chris. And he has nothing either. So it should be very quick. Anyway, here's Chris.
Well, you gave me a lot to bounce off. Thank you, Marty. Yep, Red is coming on at 11. And like Marty said, blow them up, because it's something that we love doing. There's some birthdays today. I see. Happy birthday to you. Blow those people up too. As much as it is trying to say thank you back to thousands of people, which happens, it's still the fun showing the appreciation of what people are doing, and plus their birthday. Man, I don't even know where to start today. And I only got, I got a little bit of time. I'll try not to talk the whole 20, 25 minutes. I seen a little clip the other day where a guy said, if you worked as hard at your job as you did on yourself, you'd be very, very successful. And there's a lot of truth to that. A lot of us go to work and we want to do the best we can, which there's nothing wrong with that. But we lack the work on our own self. That's something that I've probably struggled my whole life with. I put a lot into everyone because I believe in people. And sometimes I fall short of myself, and I'm practicing working on myself every single day. When I wake up in the morning, there's some people that wake up in the morning and they're just negative. When I wake up in the morning, my biggest responsibility is I got to get on my live with Marty and give people value, keep them excited. That's what I wake up every single morning, is how do I keep people excited? How do I get them where I want to be? And it's very, very important that we all do that to each other. I mean, when I was in Florida, I watched my cousin Lee and her husband Henry work on this big garden. And they cut this big section of grass out. They went and got a rototiller, and they're going through that garden, and there's clumps of clay that nothing's going to grow. But they worked it, and they worked it, and they kept working it, pulling the weeds. And this is a lot what Ash Mafara has done when he first started it. Ash Mafara knew he had to grow a garden, and a garden of people. And he also knew that he had to work that rototiller through the yuck and the muck to find the right people so that garden can really bloom. A lot of us, we do that on a daily basis because we get hit from everything with our families and friends. And that's okay. That's all part of working toward that garden. Today, my cousin's garden, with all the work they put in it and still put in it, they're eating fresh salads, fresh vegetables. Everything is just blooming because of their hard work. And that's what Ash Mafara has done for, I'm going to say, over 20 years, because he started that garden a long time ago when he realized that there's a lot of clumps of things that are not going to let people grow. And that was part of the corruption of what was going online and in the world. And I, for one, have a lot of respect for him, because most people would have gave up. Matter of fact, we have a lot of founders that just gave up. They weren't willing to put in the work or actually watch someone else work and get rid of those clumps that allow people to grow. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of founders who got rid of their clumps, and they've grown as Onpassive has grown. And don't think it hasn't, because it has. From 5 years, 6 years ago today to what we are now is nothing but good, and I love it. I honestly would say I wouldn't be in this if I didn't see the positiveness in this company, if that's even a word. All right. There's nothing but good in this company. Some of the discussion we had today was we wish people really knew Ash Mafara, who he really is, jumping in to help people. He's helping people you guys have no idea, and that'll come out later. If we're having issues in our family, he gets in contact with us. What can I do? There's never a time where he's saying, You'll figure it out. He gives you answers. He gives you solutions. And it's nothing to do with Onpassive. It's about the humanity part. It's about making that connection with each individual. And he said that on Oran the other day, is sitting down, having fun with people. This is how you make connections. And I can honestly say, I've never sat down with a CEO before of his caliber and told jokes and just had fun. And he got to let his hair down, and it was a lot of fun, showing us that he's just a real guy. And he kept saying, this is how you connect with people. Why? He just doesn't want to come on and talk business all the time. He's a real guy. I met him. I hugged him. I broke bread with him. And no one tricked me. I'm not blind. I'm not a cultist, or what people call me all the time. I believe in the better. I believe in the good. I believe in Onpassive because it has all those traits. Other companies basically want to sell you something. They want to show you fancy cars and fancy beaches. And Ash just said, I just want you to dream bigger, period. And that meant a lot to me. But he also included many times as there's a lot of people that need help. And I believe he's depending on all of us to follow that same dream he has, helping people out, because the world just doesn't help people out anymore. Another part we were discussing this morning was a very interesting conversation, how, I don't really watch the news anymore because it depresses me. But then again, I think about what Onpassive is really going to do. When Onpassive people, founders come together, we're going to see a lot of change. A lot of people have a hard time believing that. Well, when you have people that's helping each other out instead of themselves, even though he says fill your gas tank first, it does change the world. Now, is it going to happen overnight? No, it's going to be a process that when you start seeing people that call me every day and say, I need this. I had a lot of orphanages that call me. Chris, once I did the Seeds Academy thing, and by the way, say prayers for them. Hey, you did that for them. And that was just like a stepping point for me, is I needed to help the guy. I need to help a lot of people. And the greatest thing is I believe in my heart that I'm going to help a lot of people with a bunch of angels right now whose wings are really starting to sprout because they know exactly what Onpassive is. It's the good. Most people get turned off by good. I hate to say it. They'd rather see the head rolling down the street. All right. Onpassive just gives good, loving feelings, and people say all kind of things about us. And the only way I can answer these people, and I try never to, especially if they're negative, is just wait and see. Just watch, because it's going to be benefit for you also. I don't have no hard feelings. I'm not crazy about people that want to make fun of us and all that. That's what they do. They wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to make fun of Marty, Chris, and Red because they're out talking Onpassive. That's what they do. That's their livelihood. Go for it, because it doesn't change my mind, my mindset, my heart of what Onpassive really is all about. Every company in the world that starts up big like this, and there's not a lot of them, go through the trial and the tribulations of getting this going, taking the hits, getting out the road and getting rid of those clumps so it can grow. Ash Mafar, he's got one big router. And he keeps going through the garden, whether it's hot, whether it's raining, where it's just nasty. And he keeps going. He keeps moving forward while other people are trying to knock him backwards. And he doesn't allow that to happen. And that's a very good rule that all of us can follow just in life. There's not one of us out there, including myself, that doesn't have something going on in their personal life that knocks them down a little bit each day. Okay, I'm going to admit, I had my grandkids over all weekend. When they left, I was tired. And what did I do yesterday? I just didn't feel like doing nothing. I had some things going on, and I fell asleep because I didn't want to think about nothing. And then I think about the single mom or the single dad or just a family that's struggling, that maybe they don't have that opportunity just to lay down because they know they got to go to that second or third job. And a lot of this is what Onpassive is about. I'm going to tell you something. Ash Mafara is a workaholic for people. Okay, I was a workaholic for me. Big difference there. He keeps going where we stopped. He comes on to these shows here and there to let us know, now just watch me. Watch me. Believe in me and what I'm going to do for this world. And if people can't see that, then I would say they're blind to goodness. Everything about Onpassive checks every box that I have off. And I'm not, you know me, I didn't do the MLM and all that stuff. And I see all these MLMs and they're out there and people are buying things and trying to sell them. That's really not what Onpassive is about. Regardless what anyone thinks, we do have the greatest products in the world. We do have real products. But it's not about the products. It's about helping the world, helping humanity for people that thought they never could. Okay? I know that each one of you knows someone that thinks they're just not anything because they can't do anything, get anything done. That's why Onpassive was designed, to show people that think they can't do it, will do it. I went through a stage in my life where I thought, man, I just can't get nothing right. What am I doing? How do I do it? And Onpassive came into my life and answered many questions for me that I wasn't clear about. Yep, I did go to Papua New Guinea. When Marty called me, I don't even really know him at all. He said, hey, you want to go to Papua New Guinea? And when I seen and heard the stories from a lady named Nancy on there and David and the Papua New Guinea people of what they had, everything in my life was roses compared to what these people were going through and what they're going to accomplish through Onpassive. Papua New Guinea has some amazing people like the rest of the world. Australia, New Zealand, maybe some places you want to visit, but there's a lot of things that just aren't that good in those countries. Not to say it's not in every country, but Africa, the things I found out about Africa that I kind of knew throughout my life, they taught us at a young age. They showed us pictures like in the National Geographic about kids with swollen stomachs because they haven't eaten. I don't want ever to see a kid like that. Ash Mafara. I seen kids with no shoes. I see kids selling things on the street when they're 5 and 6 years old so they can get a glass of water or something to eat. That's what Onpassive is about. To all you people out there that don't believe in us, obviously you don't understand it, and that's okay. I don't expect you to believe anything I have to say, but I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be in a company that was negative or just about selling things. But making things better and right, that's what this company is. That's what Ash Mafara is. And someday you'll all hear that. When Ash Mafara does get past this little thing, which I think he has, and I don't know everything, when people start receiving their withdrawals, the people that are on the other channels, what are they going to say? They're not going to know what to say, but they'll find something different because that's what they wake up to do. They probably spend all night. What can I say bad about them today? Well, let's talk about Chris rubbing his eyes because Chris has issues with his eyes. So am I embarrassed by it? No. You can make fun of me all you want, but I know in my heart I'm doing the right thing, and it's for the better of humanity and people. You haven't seen nothing yet as far as through me, and I want you to tell yourself that is you haven't seen nothing yet. Someone today is going to knock you down for one thing or the other. Don't let them knock you down. Tell yourself, man, that person just hasn't seen nothing yet. Because it is coming. The good is coming. Stop watching things that make you think differently. You already know what Onpassive is all about. And I'll say it is positive, positive, positive. It helps everyone out. Even the people that want to talk bad stuff, it's going to help you out. The products that we have are everything that is out there already, but better, cheaper, faster. Go to OConnect, man. All you got to do is go to OConnect and just see what our standard is. And he keeps improving it every single day. Ash Mafara has never stopped improving things. It's just we don't always see it. He'll come up, whenever he talks next, he's going to tell us something bigger and bigger. And that's just to let you know how hard they are working, but they are working very hard, work that you don't want. How many of you are going to stay up 23, 24 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours talking to people saying, well, we got to do it this way? Ashmafar himself has said many times that his lawyers thought he was a little crazy. Why would you give all this away? Would you give away your fortune or your ideas? This guy has, whether people believe it or not, he has given away his ideas, not just to give them away, but to help people that just aren't making it in life. And there's so many people in this world that are struggling right now, either with mental illness, financial. It's nothing but love. We have people every day who are married and one believes and one doesn't, and they keep doing it. But I do ask, always take time to spend with your family no matter what, because when it happens, they're going to forget about getting mad at you. Marty DeGarmo married an excellent lady who she is awesome. I can witness and I can contest to that, what she does and how she does it. I often ask Marty, does she got a sister? You know, and that's who you want. But don't worry about if you have a spouse or a family that's saying, I don't believe. It's okay not to believe, because that's just being a human being. But I believe in Onpassive. I believe in Ashmafar, what he's doing, because it's good. If there was any evil in it, I would be far, far away from it. I love praying for people. I love seeing beautiful posts about prayers. And I love Onpassive because I think it's going to answer. Now, I know it's going to answer my prayers, the things that I struggle with. It's brought me out more than I ever thought I could be. All right. I cry because I'm emotional. Onpassive made me cry because how emotional I was about what it's going to do for humanity. I'm not embarrassed by it. It just happens. I have a lot of people on here who get so emotional because they know what it's going to do good for them. And that is okay. We're not in competition with anybody. Ashmafar just built a better mousetrap, as we say. Okay, and that's always going to happen. Progress, technology is going crazy. I see things every 5 seconds on my phone or my computer about AI. It's everywhere. It's unstoppable. It's going to do great things for this world. And we got to stop watching movies, because sometimes movies make us believe in something else, but it's all for the good. And Ashmafar, he's all for the good. And someday I can't wait to sit down right next to him and listen to his real story about his life and why he did what he did. I'm saying happy birthday again to Red. Make sure you blow him up. I'm saying prayers for every one of you that are going through struggles. We all go through struggles, but know that when Onpassive really, really goes viral, it's unstoppable. It's going to be unstoppable, and it's going to be beautiful. All right, Marty, back to you, buddy.
All right. Just in case you forget, I've got a note at the bottom. I know Red's gonna be mad. Yes, blow him up, melt down his instant message. Okay. Anyway, and I want to say something right now. I see that Veronica was here from Papua New Guinea. Every time I see Papua New Guinea, I feel great. It really means a lot. Veronica, you are a powerhouse in Onpassive. You're one of the most intelligent, unbelievably big-hearted people I've ever met in my life. You've done so much for so many people, and I appreciate it. I'll never forget it. So you are my sister, one of them, from another mister, for sure. And all of you over in Papua New Guinea, we're going to be getting together again soon. So I also want to say, like Chris was saying, just keep helping each other, lift each other up. The world's nasty, and the only defense for darkness is light.
Amen.
It's that simple. Only defense for, because I'll tell you what, you can't take dark and make the light go out, but you can definitely put light on, and dark will take off quickly as possible.
That is going to get us.
Yeah. So let's just keep sharing and doing the right thing. And I also want to shout out to Lystra. She has made it a few days in a row, getting up by 10 o'clock. She hates when I do this, but that's part of the reason. We have a little bit of evilness in it. That's mine. Harassing certain people. I can't help myself. But she knows I love her. She's a great lady. Sherry Green, hello. I haven't seen Sherry in a long time. Sherry, I used to love it when you come on the webinars all the time. I'm sure you have, you're busy. I get it. And you work like a crazy woman. So anyway, hopefully very soon, not only can we just talk on a video camera, but maybe get to the point where we can meet each other. That would mean a lot to me. Anyway, I'm getting ready to wrap it up. Chris, do you have anything else?
One thing, a lot of people ask me about our trivia game. We don't post it in the back office. If you want the link, you can text Minnow through her Facebook. She'll get you that link, or she'll put you in a group. It's basically a group of about 25 to 30 of us that play every night. It is fun. It does get your mind off things. And it's an educational purpose too, because there's some things that we've never heard about, which is fun. We do have rules. And of course, people that are new always kind of go over the rules because they're not sure. And if you break the rules, you lose points for your team. So it is a lot of fun. And we do
even though we love each other, if you break the rules and lose a point, you were hated amongst every human being in the planet for at least 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It doesn't last, but I've done it. Yell out the answer and you minus 2 points. By the way, if you want to come on, there's one thing about watching it. We need people to be in it. So if you want to be on the panel, that means camera on, be involved, and help us win. I'm talking about the guys. No, I want anybody that wants to come on, please come on. And it's a lot of fun. It really is. Yeah. Now, sometimes it's not rated G, okay? Only because some people take a very easy answer and put a little twist to it. But it is adults, and it's mainly just fun, okay?
Yeah, it's fun.
Nobody's there to hurt anybody. Yeah, but it's definitely not for kids. Definitely.
We have fun.
Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. We had over 500 and some people. What? Makes me feel good that you guys care. And we must be given some kind of an inspiration, which is all I'm trying to do. Anyway,
Red's
thank you all.
3 minutes. Go see Red.
Red's coming on in how much?
3 minutes. And make sure everyone puts in the comments. Just keep saying happy birthday. Don't say nothing else but happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's what we want. Anyway, 3 minutes. So go right from here. Go there. And even ask him, is it your birthday? I heard it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, guess what? Yeah, that's what he needs. Okay? Ha-ha. Anyway, see you all. God bless.
Bye.